we will get to that next.
Okay, so again, my name is Tyrone Minor, he, him pronouns, and I'm here to tell you about this new venture that I'm bringing to the North End community. I should back up and say I'm a product of the Rondo community, and I've owned and operated a business called the Fit Lab, first in St. Paul, then in Falcon Heights, and now in June, I will be bringing a holistic health and wealth business hub that essentially empowers health and diverse entrepreneurship for all in the communities surrounding North End. So that would include Frogtown, Rondo, Hamlin Midway. Yeah, so I think there's so much to tell you about it, but I'd actually like to see if you guys have questions about the Molly Center.
Why the name Molly Center?
Great question. So it's essentially, the name derives from the Mali Empire in Africa. I was basically called to connect with the greatness from my past, history that's often either not told or forgotten. And so the inspiration came from the Mali Empire.
And where are you located, or will be?
Okay, so we'll be located at 576 Front Avenue. So we're just off the intersection of Dale and Front, near Crossroads Elementary School. And essentially, we are an ecosystem of diverse entrepreneurs. We have two nonprofits, one called Change Starts With Me, and the other called the Fairway Foundation. I would encourage you, even as I'm speaking, to go to our website, themollycenter.com. That's THEMALI center.com. And that will show you the tremendous, phenomenal entrepreneurs and nonprofits that we have in our space. We have individuals, all entrepreneurs or nonprofits. The entrepreneurs focus on various things from mental health to real estate we have retail. We have just, you can read through it. I mean, we have so many different elements to who we are, what we do. And yeah, I think because there's so much involved in, well, first of all, it's been the most challenging thing that I've ever done in my life. I was basically inspired to take the model that I've used at the Fit Lab, and essentially the model at the Fit Lab is such that individual entrepreneurs come and they operate their business. We're currently located at 1583 Hamlin, so we're very near Chelsea Heights Elementary School. And for the last 11 years, we have made it a priority to address health disparities that exist between communities of color and the dominant population in the Twin Cities. We have worked with, alongside, and partnered with women-owned businesses in the community, small businesses, and other diverse businesses. One of our signature programs that we have created at the Fit Lab is called the FitCom Challenge. And essentially it's an 8 to 10 week transformation challenge that includes the physical fitness component, obviously, nutrition. And when I say nutrition, that's kind of a broad term, but the way we approach nutrition is we take the cohorts that go through the challenge and we not only show them a whole host of healthy meals and options, but we do grocery store tours to teach them how to shop better. We did what cooking classes, took them to the farmer's market. And then the third component of the program was a mental health component. That we had done that for 8 years and had hundreds of participants whom we impacted locally. We partnered with various corporations in the Twin Cities, and it was a phenomenal success. But essentially, I've taken that model of having entrepreneurs come and own and operate their businesses out of the Fit Lab. I scaled that up and purchased my own building. And now I'm taking a building that was once a single-use space. It was mainly used for construction. There was project management on the other side, and now we're creating a whole health and wealth business hub. We'll have the new and improved Fit Lab there. And so we hope to see many of you. I should also say that our kickoff, our grand opening is June 15th from noon to 2 p.m. So I hope to see many of you there. We're excited to be a part of the St. Paul community. So I'm essentially returning home, and we're looking to do some phenomenal things in terms of impacting the health and wealth of the local community. Everyone, but particularly we want to focus on women and residents of color.
I think I saw, Lauren, I see your hand, but I feel like Jessica, I saw you a while ago. So are you okay? Lauren, go ahead if you're ready with your question.
Okay. I was just curious as to what the criteria is for anybody to get enrolled in your programming.
And when you say programming, are we talking the physical fitness and the Fit Lab portion? Because there will be a new Fit Lab, but then we'll also have so many other programs being offered. So are you specifically speaking to
I guess any of them. What beyond the fitness one, the Fit Lab thing, what are the other programs that you guys are going to be running?
Yeah, so again, I'm actually going to cheat and look at so we have DEI consultants. We'll have, again, like I said, mental health professionals. We have relationships with nutrition specialists. We're hoping to be sort of a one-stop shop for holistic health and wellness. We have what's called an ingenuity space that we're creating, and that space will be a space to conduct workshops, trainings, board meetings, and other community events. We have people, like I said, in the real estate area. We have a gentleman named DeAndre Mills. He conducts a podcast that focuses on Black men's mental health called Mental Health. We have partners such as the Avant Garde, and they put on eclectic R&B, jazz concerts. So we have, again, other nonprofits, including partnerships with organizations like the JK Movement. So it just really depends on what you're looking for, but you can reach out to any of those professionals directly, or you can reach out to me personally and tell me what it is you're seeking.
Cool. Go ahead, Jessica.
All right. I, first of all, am so pumped. I'm sad I'm not able to be there. I had a kid come home sick, so I didn't want to give y'all whatever we're probably going to have in the next few days. But I was able to meet with Michelle from Aspire Fitness, who came to our last event. She was at the pancake breakfast tabling there. And this is not a question. I'm not even going to pretend it's a question. I'm just so pumped. I'm so pumped. My kids go to school at Crossroads. There's been a lot of just like intersections that have come together for me in this, but I just wanted to, when I talked to Michelle, she just emphasized how community oriented you all are and want to be. And I think it's just going to be a really cool, I think there's going to be some really cool partnerships. I think that D10 can have with North End's district council, with some of the stuff we already do. Obviously, like this is my heart. It's in South Como. It's my crossroads. I'm just so excited. And so I'm really excited about the partnerships that I think can come from this. And it's just such a needed thing where we are. And so my question originally that I put my hand down for was what she was telling me some of the cool things that were going to be in there. And I just wanted to make sure that those got said, but you said them. So I'm just here to just say, so excited. Welcome to the area. And hopefully one day we'll get to meet face to face.
Yeah, thank you for that, Jessica. Yeah, community is of the utmost importance to us, as a matter of fact, and partnership. So even before I acquired the building, one of our nonprofits, Change Starts With Me, with their support, we were able to buy approximately 20 families gifts over the holidays that would not have otherwise been able to receive those gifts. And so we are looking for any sort of partnership that we can form that's going to help make the community healthier. And we want to be a unifier and bring members together, but also, if I'm being honest, I want the community that we are in to see that someone values them and they're willing to invest. I've had numerous conversations with city staff, and not only do I want the kids even at Crossroads to see professionals and business owners, but again, the surrounding community, because what I've been hearing, I've actually received nothing but positive feedback. But what I've been hearing is, hey, we don't see a lot of things like this in the North End. I've heard that over and over again. And so I've invested a lot of my own resources, and I've actually received a lot of support. I know that nothing great is accomplished alone. And so that's hence the reason I created, or actually asked every single member that's in our ecosystem if they would be willing to go on this journey with me. So, and they all said yes and agreed that they want to play a role in making our community better, healthier, and more unified.
Awesome. I'm excited too. Maggie, you've got a question?
Yeah, well, so I do the workout with Whitney classes at the Fit Lab right now with Wendy.
Okay.
Sorry, Whitney. God, why do I keep saying Wendy? It's too many W's. Workout with Whitney. There we go.
Yeah, wow.
Workout with weights, workout with women, doesn't matter. I'll work out with Whitney. You can fill in your W's as you want. Can you tell me, like, how long will you still be in the Fit Lab space, and you kind of know what that transition is going to look like as you guys move to the new space?
Yep. So again, the timeline is our grand opening is Saturday, June 15th, from noon to 2 p.m. And we intend on being at the current location right up until the time that we transition to the new space.
Okay.
I'm actually investing in a lot of new equipment, so we will be able, there may be some overlap where we're operating out of both spaces. So that's a possibility. If you guys have ever had any construction done with your at your home or cabin, whatever, you know that nothing really goes exactly as planned. So fingers crossed that we'll be able to, in an ideal world, June 1st, we'd be able to do everything out of the Molly Center, but I'm prepared to be operating out of both spaces. And Maggie, since you have been to the Fit Lab, maybe you can share a little bit about the workout program that you're involved in, just because I want people to get a, idea of how we are at the Fit Lab and how we operate. We're about inclusivity, no judgment. We accept all bodies, dependent, it doesn't matter the fitness level, experience level. We're a different type of community.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. And I mean, my experience has like I up to, you know, the last few months have been like an at-home worker outer, because I'm not super interested in other people seeing me struggle that way. But I know Whitney kind of in my outside life, and my like 40-something-year-old girlfriends, we were like, we need to get strong. We want to be strong old ladies someday. So we have to start now. And we're trying to figure out a way to like be part of a gym experience like that with someone who was gonna like, our goal's not sick gains. Our goal is to not hurt ourselves, you know, and to have like a sense of community while we're doing that. And it's been so fun. And actually, my mother is joining us for the next session. So I think it's like it all kinds are welcome. And I love the fact that you'll have this, you know, we'll be finishing up our class, and it's all these ladies in their sweatsuits, like talking about what a kettlebell is. And then on the other side, the next group will walk in and it's like, oh, these are professionals. Like these are people who know what they're doing. I like the variety that you get all in the same space there. So I'm super excited you guys are staying in the neighborhood, and I'm really excited to kind of see what's next here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you answered one of my questions, which was what's gonna happen with the existing facility? It
Mhm.
may stay open in parallel, and at some point, I assume it would move to.
Yeah, so the irony is that when we took over the space, it was a former pharmacy. So I don't know how long some of you have lived in the area, but yeah, quite frankly, the direction where they'll go after we leave, my guess is that they're certainly not going to put any sort of fitness related facility or business in the facility, only because of the age of the building. And now it's a situation where, if I'm being honest, basically we were at risk of being displaced. And it was at that point that I decided I wasn't gonna let someone else control my destiny. A lot of people rely on the Fit Lab for health, wellness, sense of community. A lot of entrepreneurs rely on the Fit Lab to either support their families as a second career, or some of them, it's their only career. And so with the purchase of this new building and bringing the Molly Center, there will be stability, and they won't have to worry about that ever again. So yeah, I'm excited. There's really no words that I can share with you, or words that would capture who we are, the impact that we've had, and hopefully the impact that we will have moving forward.
I did have a part two, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
We had a person talk, I guess it was on February 20th, on the Neighborhood Star Program, remember that?
Yeah.
And he had, it was a source of funding, they weren't huge amounts of money, but for things like if you needed to have handicap access or other improvements to your building. Have you already gotten in contact, or you know about that? Yeah.
And is that a representative from District 10 or no?
That's the city cultural and neighborhood star grants. I did share these, including the guy who presented at our meeting, his contact with you. I highly recommend
Yes.
for a star grant. I think you're gonna
Yeah.
get something.
Yes, no, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. So we're definitely seeking support partnerships. We will be pursuing a cultural star grant, and I don't know if that's something that you can do with various communities. And the reason I bring that up is the people that are here, and I apologize for those people that are online. One of the things that we will have in our space is a a mural of some of the great individuals who really impacted the areas in and around Rondo. But we're also going to have the communities that we intend to serve primarily. Obviously, we have clients that come from, you know, suburbs as far as Egan or the western suburbs, but our primary focus will be North End, Frogtown, Como, Hamlin, Midway. And so we've hired a local muralist from Rondo, named Naval Noir, and she will be with her team creating a mural on the inside of the Fit Lab, and it will have all of those communities that we're partnering with. And so with District 10's blessing, we will have Como as one of those names that's prominently displayed on the wall.
I love this so much, and I totally agree with Jeremy that check into the STAR program. There's a couple different programs, and I know since you're technically in North End, right? Because you're cross front. North End they actually get STAR funding and kind of run their own, like they have a grant and a loan program for businesses in the area. Like you would be such a perfect fit. I think it would be great. And I'd be happy to connect you with that. I mean, their contact information is easy to find, but you know, we could connect you with their office too, because I think they're really interested in investing in local businesses, and they'll be excited that you're coming too, if you haven't already talked with them.
I actually have, if you're referring to Nino.
Yeah.
Yep, I've already met with Carrie and Jubilee. So
Awesome.
yeah, I'm making the rounds. It seems like daily I'm meeting with someone new. So no, I've definitely already tapped in with them and looking forward to, yeah, for sure.
Good. Yeah, they're the right people. And I do know we have a question in the chat too from Laura, who's wondering, is this a co-working space where your partners and business owners rent space in your building?
Yeah, so essentially the entrepreneurs will rent space, and the hope is that we can help them both by being in an ecosystem with other entrepreneurs, so they can, you know, take knowledge from the people that are in the ecosystem, but also just the relationships that I've established over the years with CDFIs, such as NIDA, NDC, and other organizations. I plan to use our ingenuity space to educate both the entrepreneurs that are in the ecosystem as well as the general public. So we'll do things like bring in experts that help with business development, business plans, stressing the importance of a banking relationship, everything that will help the local entrepreneurs and community aspiring entrepreneurs understand what it's going to take to not only start a business, but scale their business, because that's the big challenge. It's pretty easy to start one. It's much harder to scale a business. And then we also have partnerships with organizations like the Cultural Wellness Center, and they will be coming in doing various educational workshops as well.
Well, this is all really exciting. I'm gonna open it up for one last question, last call for questions. We'll take one more if anyone's got one. Cool. Well, this is great. Mike, are you waving your hand to ask a question?
I am, hopefully a quick question, but we'll see. Yeah, it's unfortunate you'll be leaving the neighborhood, but going not too far away. But you mentioned something about community rooms, like what you're thinking on that for, I want to say, groups like us or nonprofit groups within the area. Can we have our meetings and things there?
Yes. So that's So again, we call it our ingenuity space. And some of the entrepreneurs, will use the space for workshops, but again, we're hoping that organizations like District 10 or Nino would consider coming, and hosting events, board meetings. Now it's probably, I would say if we're talking like with desks and chairs, it can accommodate, 15 to 20 people. And if we remove the desks, probably up to about 30. So, so the hope is that we can rent out the space for certain people to come and do workshops, trainings, etc. But then also just, I don't know, I guess I can even ask you guys, if nothing comes to mind right away, just I'm wanting to know what things you would like to see, or what you how you foresee a potential partnership going. Does this community have needs that aren't being met or served at the moment? So it's something that you may be able to answer right now, or reach out to me after the meeting.
Yeah, I'll just comment that where I met you was at a
Mixer.
Como Front Dale like business kind of
Social.
Gathering that Amy Brenmoen tried to put together right at the end of her term. And there's we learned at that meeting that there's obviously interest from several businesses that are all adjacent to Como Front Dale. That's a hugely important intersection there are people who join our board because they want improvements to that area, and you're here giving us an improvement to that area. Thank you so much. But I think that you are such a great person to really lead this charge and like motivate these other longtime business owners in that intersection, and some of the other new building owners in that intersection to continue that work that we started in December, and hopefully I've talked to Wajang a little about this, but I'm encouraging her to continue that relationship building in that intersection, and I know you'll be a huge part of that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we want to galvanize the community, but we also want to encourage our city officials to invest in that area. We envision this being, we would like to think that the Molly Center is going to be sort of a model for building generational wealth and improving health in diverse communities, but we also really want to encourage the city to invest in that area. Our big dream is that it becomes sort of literally a larger health and wealth hub, so that we have everything from healthy eating spots to just any investment that would help make the community healthier.
Awesome. I would say for right now, let's plan to keep this conversation going, because I think there's so many ways that we can like share to the neighborhood about what you're doing. There are ways we can partner to do events. And Shevik's right, we're really interested in like helping support the local business community. And like in Como, we don't have a ton of businesses. So this is really what you're doing is really, really new and really exciting and community centric. And we are, I think, aligned in a lot of ways. So yeah, let's just stay in touch.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much for being here. Looking forward to June 15th, you guys.
June 15th, you're all invited.